The main resources you will need are a stove, an oven, and a pestle iron.
Some safety issues to be cautious about are: you need to wear short clothing to help prevent catching clothing on fire, clean materials, and an oven mitt to protect skin from hot objects coming out of the oven.
The ingredients you will need in this procedure are any type of spaghetti noodles you prefer, water to boil the noodles in, any type of butter you prefer to butter the noodles, any type of olive oil you prefer so the noodles will not stick, and any type of sauce you prefer.
The materials you will need in this procedure are a big boiling pot, a plastic spoon, a stirring spoon, a saucepan to heat the sauce in, and a strainer to drain the noodles.
Put water in a large boiling pot and add a splash of olive oil.
Bring water to a boiling point and make sure the bubbles are in the water.
Now that the water is boiling, pour the noodles in.
Stir noodles with a stirring spoon till softened.
Let the noodles cook for 9 to 10 minutes. After noodles have been fully cooked, turn off the stove. Grab the oven mitts and pick the large cooking pot up
And carry to the sink to drain. Be careful with steam. After you have put the noodles in the strainer, turn on the hot water and rinse the noodles thoroughly.
noodles back into the pan with no water. Place pan black on stove.
Take a small spoon full of butter, about this much, and place into the noodles and stir so butter melts.
Now that the noodles are done, open can of sauce and pour into the small cooking pot for that to heat. Turn on the stove until sauce is fully heated.
When you are done, it should look like this. If you want, you can add any type of Parmesan cheeses. The ingredients you'll need in this procedure is butter, you prefer, any type of chopped garlic you prefer, salted garlic, and French bread. The materials you will need for this procedure is tin foil, a pan, a cutting board, a butter knife, a cutting knife, and an oven mitt.
Step 1. grab the bread and cut 1-inch slices throughout the whole loaf
with the cutting knife.
Take a slice of bread that you cut, grab the butter knife, grab the butter, take about 1 spoonful of butter and spread it evenly along the bread.
Next, take your butter knife and grab the jar of chopped garlic and take a knife tip or so full of the garlic and spread evenly on top of the bread. Apply to all.
Next, take the garlic salt and sprinkle very little on top of the bread. You may use as much as garlic salt as you want, depending on how big the slice is. Next, when you're ready to bake the bread, hit the broil button on your oven and put the down arrow down to about 4. And then click the timer button, and you want to set it for a minute, but this bread burns very easily, so you need to check it every 10 seconds or so. Next, after you have set the timer, take the oven mitt, grab the bread, and place it in the oven.
After you take the bread out of the oven, it should have a nice golden crispy look to it and it's ready to eat. To make pastel cookies, you will need a non-stick spray, any type of butter you prefer, sugar, baking powder, flour, 3 eggs, anise, and vanilla. The materials you will need for making pastel cookies are a pastel iron, a bowl, a sifter, and a beater for the eggs.
Next, you want to beat the sugar and the eggs together. So first, crack the 3 eggs. Now, take a 1/4 cup and do 3 of those for the sugar,
which equals 3 cups of sugar.
3/4 cup of sugar. Now mix it together.
The butter for 10 seconds, place it in the bowl. Then, after that,
You have 1/2 cup of butter in the mixture. Now add 1/2 teaspoon in the mixture, as well as 1 full teaspoon of vanilla.
Added the sifted flour and baking soda to the batter, mix.
The batter will be stiff enough to be dropped by spoon.
Now that you are done stirring the mixture, this is what it should look like.
Now that the mixture is done and ready, plug in the pastel iron. Let it warm up until this light turns off. Now while you are waiting for the pastel iron to heat up, clean up any or all messes you made and put items back in the correct place. Now that the pastel iron is hot and ready, take the soup spoon, grab at least to halfway or less of mixture.
You do not want the mixture to overflow on the iron.
Now, place it on a pastel pattern and wait and do it to every single pastel pattern. Now, while the pastel patterns are full and ready, take the nonstick spray and spray the top of the iron.
Now let them bake in the iron till the bottom light turns off.
Now that the pastel iron light has turned off, open the tray and take a knife or a fork and scrape them off the iron. Now that they are scraped off the iron, get a cookie sheet and place them on there so they can cool. Repeat these steps until you have finished cooking all the batter. Now that the pastels were done, there is extra crust on the side. Now to make them look nice and neat, take the cutting knife again and cut around and cut off the crust until you can only see the outside edges of the pastels.
These are what the final pastels should look like.